Verts, and we're going to be talking about the content that you may put on your website or you may put out to your customers, which is so important to just get them to be doing business with you. And we're going to be hearing from three great speakers looking at content from three different aspects. Those of you who weren't with me in my previous presentation, just to let you know, don't worry about making notes about the presentations. Just on the way out, hand your business card to George or whoever's standing at the back there, and he'll give me the business cards, and then I'll send you a link to the presentations where you can download them. Okay? And just if you weren't here before, you can see I'm Paul Richer. I run a management consultancy called Genesis, and we advise on all things to do with the world of online travel and related technology. So, let me introduce our first speaker. And she's Anna from Geomatics. Let's welcome her, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Paul. Okay, I'm going to tell you all a little story about the evolution of travel information. Once upon a time, trip planning consisted of going to your local bookstore or travel agent, gathering as much destination information as you possibly could, taking it home, reading it, making notes, and then finally preparing your trip. Then came along the internet, and the process is more or less the same, but the biggest difference is the amount and the real-timeness of the information. With the internet, we can access anything on every topic, and the updates just keep on coming. Perhaps the biggest drawback to using the internet is the sheer volume of information. There's so much out there, and it can be quite intimidating, especially for a newcomer. And even for those of us that are used to using the web every single day, it can be quite time-consuming. In fact, the average traveler spends about 2 hours gathering destination information after booking and before departing on their trip. So after hearing this statistic, it makes it kind of hard to argue the convenience of a trusty guidebook. Guidebooks offer almost everything a traveler needs in order to prepare a great trip. With their familiar guidebook format and their handy table of contents, you can read them cover to cover, you can skim through them, look at just the color photos, or skip right through to the chapters that interest you. Guidebooks may not be as real-time as the internet, but they sure are handy. Anytime a medium shift like this takes place, there are a certain number of resistors and adopters. The resistors are the group of people that will continue to go to their bookstore, their online bookstore, and shell out $10 to $20 on a guidebook. And the adopters are the group that will just dive headfirst into the internet. The question is, can we as travel companies give travelers the best of both worlds? And the answer is yes, we can. Until Geomatic, no company was able to offer a low-cost, real-time guidebook, and much less one that companies like yourselves could white label and pass off as your own. Lonely Planet and Fodders, Fromers, and the other travel guide publishers, they have great content. And they make it available to us via their B2B departments. But the content, it's usually not real time, it's expensive, and it's definitely not in the guidebook format. I mean, think about it. How can they offer us something that they're selling to consumers for $20 at the bookstore? Essentially, it'd be a conflict of interest for them to sell it to us low cost, their business-to-business clients, and they'd end up competing against their very own business-to-business clients. So in 2009, myself and a team of engineers identified the opportunity to make low-cost, real-time guidebooks using technology. And by 2011, we were able to make guidebooks to more destinations and in more languages than Lonely Planet and Fodders combined. Better yet, the guidebooks are based on the traveler's itinerary, so based on the dates that traveler is going away from home. So they'll get real-time weather forecasts, real-time event information, so they'll know what's going on while they're away from home, and also even the currency exchange and more. So top travel companies are already using our technology to achieve goals like increasing their brand awareness, raising their brand loyalty, and even to increase their ancillary revenue. But before I get into some mini case studies, I'm going to just quickly show you the product. Right off the bat, we see that this guidebook is made for Dollar Thrifty's Dollar brand, and it's also exclusive for the traveler. This one's made just for Frank, and Frank happens to be traveling to London this week. What a coincidence, right? So the guidebooks come in various formats, the PDF format, so Frank can print it out from his home printer, or he can view it on the EPUB version on any electronic device, the Kindle, the Nook, anything, you name it. When we flip the page, we're going to see that handy table of contents that we're all accustomed to seeing in the traditional guidebook. We're also going to see chapters that we're used to seeing, like history, culture, things to see and do, and maps. All of these chapters will give Frank a good understanding of what to expect in London. But unlike the traditional travel guide, we'll see chapters like the weather forecast, the currency exchange, emergency numbers, and events, which are all updated daily. Now, as events are sometimes planned with only a couple of days or weeks in anticipation, this assures that your travelers will have the latest and greatest event information. Dollar also included a custom guide, a custom chapter in this guide, which is travel activities. All of our clients, our business-to-business clients, can add anything they want inside the guides, advertising, coloring books, whatever they wished, in order to make their guides very own exclusive guidebook. So let's get into the case studies. First one I'm going to talk about is Despegar. Despegar is Latin America's #1 online travel agent. They enable customers to book flights, hotels, cruises, and vacation packages via their website despegar.com and decolar.com. Decolar is their Brazilian sister site, also #1 in Brazil. So they serve 5 million customers annually in 21 countries. And they're known for their customer service. So when their brand loyalty director contacted me about adding the guides as a post-booking reward for customers who were going to book their new vacation package to Cancun, I wasn't surprised. The company wanted to incentivize customers to book this package, this new Cancun package, but they also wanted to see if rewarding customers with a Despegar-themed guidebook would bring them back to the brand as repeat customers. So the integration is quite simple. Basically, Despegar sends Guiamatic an automatic petition anytime customer books the Cancun vacation package, and Guiamatic responds with a unique link specific to that particular customer, so they and only they can gain access to the guide generating platform. Then Despegar inputs this link into the pre-arrival email, which the customer receives 4 days before they depart. So this is a really great way to get back in touch with your customers before they take off. Not only are you giving them something of real value, of monetary value, but also something that's going to create emotional tie with them because they're going to see their name on the cover of it, remind them of who they booked with in the first place, because a lot of times we forget who we booked with. This is an example of the guide generating platform. 2 weeks after launching this reward program, Despegar started getting lots and lots of emails and letters and calls saying, hey, thanks a lot for this guidebook. This is really great. I feel VIP. And as most of us are only used to hearing from our customers when something's gone wrong, they were quite excited. So they started adding more and more guidebooks to their guide generating platform. And to date, they have over 9,000 destinations available for their customers. So the guidebooks have become a unique selling point for the brand because now travelers know that if they book with Despegar or Decolar, then they'll receive a handy real-time guidebook before they depart on their trip. So the next mini case study we're going to talk about is eDreams, also a travel giant. They're an OTA #1 in Southern Europe. They're also part of the ODJO company, which is the 4th largest online travel group worldwide and 1st in Europe. They also enable customers to book flights, hotels, and cruises and travel deals on their website, edreams.com. Now, they wanted to increase awareness on the social platform of Facebook, and they also wanted to increase visits to their site, edreams.com. So they decided to integrate the guide generating platform as a Facebook app. So let's take a look at that app. So first the user is asked to like the brand, and then they gain entrance into the guide generating platform. The user fills in the destination where they're interested in going, the language they want the guide in, their type of traveler, so business, solo, family with kids, and the dates of when they're thinking of going. They press download. After they download the guide, they'll see an offer that says, hey, do you want to find flights to the destination you chose your guidebook to be in for those particular dates? And if the user clicks on that offer, they'll be redirected to the eDreams site. And the conversion rate is pretty appealing. 15% of the customers who downloaded or users who downloaded guides were redirected to the eDreams site by clicking on that offer. And 40% of the people who downloaded guides were already fans, but 60% weren't fans, which means that all these people decided to become fans of eDreams in order to gain entrance into this valuable app. So next I'm going to show you a little, this is kind of embarrassing, this is my Facebook page. You'll see on the left-hand side is the news feed that we're all accustomed to seeing if you have a Facebook page, which I'm sure we all do. The news feed, once somebody becomes a fan of your brand, your brand has the opportunity to promote itself on everybody's news feed. So every time you have an update, anybody who likes your brand, it's going to show up on the news feed. So you're getting a lot more opportunities. You're enhancing your reach with this type of application because you'll have more opportunities, more users to promote yourself to. And then on the right hand, you'll see my wall. As soon as somebody downloads an app, they're going to be able to share that information with other friends and family to see, hey, I just downloaded this app with the eDreams Custom Travel Guide app. But when you ask eDreams what the biggest benefit of this application is, they're going to tell you it's the business intelligence. Because not only when somebody likes your brand do they get to know, the brand gets to know their username, their email, but in this case, they're going to know where this person wants to go, what type of traveler they are, and when they want to go. So they can later send these people more targeted promotions. They can match the right ad to the right person. So this is really efficiently spending your brand dollars. What do you think? Pretty good, right? All right. This is my first time speaking in public, so I hope I'm doing okay. The last mini case study I'm going to talk about today is with Enjoy Car Hire. Enjoy Car Hire is a small online car hire broker, and they serve car rental to customers in over 30 countries. Their payment procedure is friendly and quick. They allow customers for an exchange of money, obviously, to have a car waiting for them in their arrival city when they arrive. So not only do they sell car hire, but they also sell things like GPS and insurance, child seats, and things like this. And the brand wanted to increase its ancillary revenue, so they thought, hey, why not add a low-cost guidebook? So the integration also was very simple. It kind of worked like the other one I told you about. The customer adds the guidebook in the shopping cart, and Enjoy sends an automatic request for this customer to receive entrance into the guidebook generating platform to Geomatic. Geomatic responds with a unique link, and that unique link is then inserted automatically into Enjoy's confirmation email. And then when the customer receives a confirmation email, they click on the link, they go to the guide generating platform, and they download their great Enjoy Car Hire themed guidebook. Now, Enjoy sells the guidebooks for £2 Great British pounds. They only pay us about a third of what they sell them for, and 25% of their bookings add guides to their shopping carts. So you do the math, it's pretty good. They've also taken on the endeavor of selling advertising inside their guides. So as I mentioned before, you can add any custom content you want inside the guide. So this is also another way to boost your bottom line. Well, the possibilities are endless here. I've given you a few examples of how some of our clients are using the guides and the technology to meet their goals. Despegar's using the guides to get loyal customers, to go above and beyond expectations, to get back in touch with them with something of real value. eDreams is using the guides to increase their awareness on the social platform, also as a way to find qualified leads and get more visits to their site. And Enjoy Car Hire is using the guides to increase their bottom line, their ancillary revenue. So all our companies are different, and all our travelers are too. The one commonality is that we all love to save time and money, right? And travel guide publishers have been saving our travelers time and worries for decades. And now it's our turn to re-engage our travelers and reach our company objectives at the same time. So thanks for your time.
Gosh, Anna, if that was your first time, I think you'll be even better next year. You did really well. Thank you for that. Great. Let me introduce our next speaker, and we're going to be looking at mapping. And let me introduce Vikas from Bing Maps.
Thank you, Paul. The theme of my presentation today is lookers to bookers. And many people out there, regardless of being consumers or entrepreneurs or developers or organizations offering a travel service, are always keen of converting lookers to bookers. And as a looker, you want to be a booker. Very quick overview about the Bing Maps platform, first of all. I've been in mapping for over 7 years. And what we aim to provide our clients is with a range of services that enables them to create a unique experience for their consumers on the web. And that's through different APIs, be it on the web, be it for mobile, or more recently with the launch of Windows 8 through the Windows Store apps. But also providing coverage that enables them to reach out to their consumers. So providing global coverage, be it through maps, be it through points of interest, be it through imagery. And in addition to that, being an enterprise organization, you need support. So we provide support to all our customers, enterprise customers and end users for actually utilizing the platform. So what we hear from our customers today, really some key themes here. The main aim, obviously the biggest aim, is to drive revenue. Looking at that lookers to bookers theme is the ability to increase conversion rates of lookers to bookers. At the same time, organizations are keen to enhance the experience of their end users on their site. And the idea is not to just have someone that goes on there, books, and goes away. Touching on Anna's concept there earlier is about retaining ownership, retaining the user on the web. And as a result, maintaining loyalty, but also providing a better mapping experience. So how are customers doing that today? So here are some examples. One of the key themes we find is simplicity. If you take the Avios example here, it's a very simple website. You log in, your points are up there, you put in the destination you want to go to, it looks in your points and actually then filters the availability of a destination within your site. You go in, you book, you're done. Simplicity at a very basic level. But what they have done is also enhance the user experience through various filters, through various sort of draggable icons, etc., adding imagery and adding value to the website. So again, maintaining loyalty, but also then adding further content into the website. Not only am I able to book, but if I want to go online and purchase something, I can actually go and buy other goods through the collect icon there. Visit Scotland is an application that was developed by a partner of ours called NewMind. And what they're providing here is a wealth of experience, a wealth of assets to their consumers. So users are able to visit the site to actually create what we call shape files. So in this case, as you can see, they're able to create a destination through drawing lines on the map to actually then enable easy search. What they're also able to do is allow users to look at other points of interest on the map. So as well as finding a hotel, I now want to look at pubs in the area. I now want to find restaurants. I want destination guides. What is the weather like, etc., etc. And it's a great, unique experience through Visit Scotland. But NewMind haven't stopped there. They're actually providing accessibility. So now, by enabling users to actually create a much more dynamic experience, by actually creating walking routes and using Ordnance Survey maps, which we have within the platform today. So Ordnance Survey allows users to actually get a much different mapping experience to what you see through Bing or through Google or through any other platform. So in this case, what we're providing is practical mapping, providing relevance for the end user. Another great experience that I found recently is through EasyJet. And EasyJet are a bunch of guys who love to be innovative, and they are innovative. They've done some really cool stuff over the last few years. And what they've done recently with mapping is the whole concept of Inspire Me. And the idea behind it really was around, they found their customers are seeking variety. They're not only there to provide low-cost airlines, but they actually provide car hire, hotel, holiday plans, etc. They wanted to ensure that their site was flexible for their customers, that their users can actually delve into their site, get a better experience, and actually buy more. But also, as I stated, buy more, but seek more. And the whole concept of Inspire Me is, first of all, filtering through price. So I may have a budget of £100, so I can actually set my budget of 100, and what it automatically does, it filters out all the holidays or all the weekends away based on my budget. I then select an airport, a destination at an airport that's closest to me. Again, it filters out the flights and destinations based on my budget now and also my point of departure. But secondly, I'm not just interested in any holiday. I've got 2 kids. I want to go on a family holiday. I want to go on a skiing holiday. So by providing an icon-based search within the application, I'm now able to filter down to 2 or 3, refining my choice. So from a user experience point of view, I don't have to go into a travel agent, pick up a ski brochure, and go through the 750 pages to actually pick the location that's right for me, and then find out it's not available. In this case, I'm able to, literally within 3 to 4 minutes, is actually find a destination that's ideal for me within my budget and available this weekend. So it's a great application, again, providing variety, flexibility, and choice. But it doesn't stop there. I think one of the key things with organizations today is taking that information back and what can we do with it. So one of our experiences with a lot of our customers is actually looking at business insight or business intelligence. You know, how organizations can take their business data or their booking data and actually look at the future, look at what other services and facilities they can offer. Organizations such as BAA are currently using passenger flow through the terminals to actually determine how they can actually provide different routes to increase flow and also to make the consumer experience, that consumer journey, easier. They're only looking at doing that, but also looking at how they can actually target advertising based on where BA Club Card members are walking, etc. But it doesn't stop there again. We're working quite actively with our platform to try and change the landscape. And with the launch of Windows 8 and Windows Phone 8, there's a lot more opportunity for organizations within the travel industry to be innovative and be creative. One of the things that we're doing within our platform is providing a thing called venue maps. And this is a well-known building we're in today. And we have over 3,000 venue maps currently within Bing Maps. It's on our consumer site. What it allows users to do is actually not only get from point A to point B, but actually get from B to C within the building. So the ability to actually then look at the Excel center, to look at the different levels and actually zoom in to Platinum Suite 1 and find out it is on level 2, and actually then drive and actually navigate themselves that way. But it doesn't stop there. The next stages are, the stages are endless. We have customers saying to us, can we embed video into that? Can we put images into that? Could we actually have a venue map of, say, the National History Museum and actually have points of interest within the museum? Click on it and up pops a video of, say, the dinosaur or the next exhibition or the IMAX. So the possibilities are endless within actually mapping. But the whole point of mapping is providing a canvas for organizations to actually be creative and innovative. And here are some examples today of what customers are doing with Windows 8. So British Airways have got an app on Windows 8, and it's a simple destination guide. You pick Madrid as a city, you scroll across, and you get just the basic information. You get the weather of the day, you get peak times of weather during the day, currency fluctuations, and then a map showing you the center point of Madrid. If I want more information, I can delve further into the destination guide within ba.com and actually get more information about bars, restaurants, events, etc. within that. Excuse me. But also have that information then sent to my phone. Alternatively, rail companies are also looking at expanding their services. They don't just want to be the ability of a booking engine whereby I can book my train to Waterloo and that's it. They want users to actually find more information. They want people to see the route, maybe even plan ahead. Is there a disruption on the route ahead? And if so, what alternative route can I take? So the whole point of mapping is literally, again, as I said, providing a canvas for users to actually provide more information. So that's me. It was a quick and short presentation. And I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, I'll be there later. Thank you.
Many thanks, Vikas. I have a few questions. I hope all of you have as well. And let me introduce our last speaker, who's going to be talking about aspects of video. And let's welcome Robert from Little Voice.
Thank you, Paul. Hello? Testing. Okay. Today I'm going to try and talk about the complexities of video, and in this short space of time, video is moving really, really fast. So I'm going to keep this a top-line presentation, and I'll have patience with me, those who know a lot about video here already, but we'll cover just the basic opportunities that you can gain from content conversion and the opportunities that are now available. Traditionally, video was seen purely as a marketing, information and a training tool. Like social media, it's been difficult to estimate real ROI. And that is until now. But of those that invest in video, there are really two camps. Those who believe that video provides real value, and those that think that video is a black hole that they have to throw money down. I suspect there's a few of you here. Only very recently has video been capable of delivering an actual sales point, and that I'll explain to you today as briefly as I can. So, what's your goal? Your goal is to sell, promote, and market your goods and services. And where is your market? 82% of the population is online here in the UK. 91% of that community is searching on Google. These are Forbes statistics, by the way. 85%, I'm not sure you realize this, but 85% will choose video results over text. So, can we convert using video? I think we can. But first, a very simple history lesson about Google and its relationship with video. I told you it was simple. SEO used to go one way. You used text metadata to drive traffic in one direction. That was to sell your products, or allow Google to find you and to bring your customers to your website where you could sell them services without the need for a community. Oops. It got more social with the advent of social media and blogs and people commenting on what was out there. Google started to look at that and integrated that into its algorithms. It got even more interactive, and as a result, Google bought YouTube. I don't know how many of you know this, but it cost them $1.6 billion in 2006. So they were pretty serious about providing their customers, because they're a service provider like the others, with engaging content. But when they bought them in 2006, they didn't do that much with YouTube. They kind of sat on it. They didn't quite know how to advertise. Would it alienate this, what was ostensibly a forum, or an all-inclusive forum? But now, the Google Analytics, or the Google algorithm, is now dynamic. Okay, what does that mean? I've got to get this right. 2 years ago, they introduced a thing called annotations. Who of you here know about annotations? Hands up. Annotations. Okay, very few people in this room. Well, it started off as a gimmick where they provided a layer over the video that allowed you to include a link to another YouTube video where you could share other videos with your friends from that video. So on the video itself, you had a little box with something, watch this video here, I'm sure you've seen it before. Well, we took that really seriously, and Google is now taking this very seriously, because it allows us now to provide structured content within one video and allows us to also include a sales point. Only last week, Google announced that annotations were an essential part of the search criteria. They want to encourage engagement with video. They want you to stay on their platform for as long as possible. Another criteria which they've included in the last month is duration. of how long you're on that video for. And that puts a different spin on things, because you have to now, as a provider of content, have to provide engaging content enough for your customer to want to stay on that video, because that is what ranks. These are some of the criteria that rank. So how do we, oh, sorry, Paul, how do I get that back? Thank you. How do we put these three things together? Annotations, engaging content, and dynamic interactivity all together. Here's one example of one of our customers, a sailing holiday company in Greece, very small, up against big companies like Nielsen Travel, Sunsail, and they wanted to boost their marketing. So we went out, shot 30 films for them, planned it out, categorized them all, and put them in buttons. So I'll just take you through what this is. This is a YouTube video. It looks like a DVD menu with Google annotations, which are those little things I explained to you earlier, nested over the top of each button. So you can, with your mouse, move over that video. And by the way, this video doesn't go anywhere. It just rotates. Okay, so it's always on your screen. So let's say you're on Facebook. This video is presented to you on Facebook, on your wall. So you've shared it with someone or you've tweeted it. And you get this interactive video. It's fully interactive wherever you put it on, whatever platform. And you can click on any one of those buttons to experience what's behind there. And the bit that our customers like the most is this little chap here. This is a call to action, and this is the sales point. This is the most important bit of what I'm going to tell you today. This Book Now button, in this particular example, is literally that. The customer can book their holiday from that button. By clicking on that, we'll take them through to the company website, to the actual booking portal where they can book their holiday. The statistics for this, we launched on the 19th of September this year, so we're about 2 months in. They were currently ranked about, at that point they were ranked about 4th or 5th on the page, below all the big players who are selling flotilla holidays in Greece. And within 16 hours, we turned our computers back on after we had launched this. This was a soft launch, by the way, because we wanted to test it. They were ranked at number 1. Okay? With all 3 of those requirements met by Google, this went to number 1 in 16 hours. This is their web page. The most popular videos in the analysis were all the call to action buttons. So people were getting it. They were clicking on those buttons. So from 2 views per day, there was about 60 videos being watched per month, overnight to 500. No marketing, no Facebook help, nothing. The Book Now button was clicked on about 160 odd times, and out of those we converted, we call them booking inquiries, but in our game we'd call that a conversion. There were 9 conversions through to the booking page, where there's a value of that was about £27,000 worth of value. So folks, where your video is an additional marketing tool to you, and it's an expensive part of your business model if you use video, you can now make money from your videos. And this is good news for everybody. Question is, can you convert your existing content? There's many of you out here who have YouTube channels with several hundred videos on them, 300,000 hits, 1 million hits, some of them. The answer is yes, we can. Give you an example. Travel company. This is a holiday experience in Turkey. What you and I see here is just a boat on the water. Okay. This particular video is 21 minutes long. If this was shared on Facebook and it wasn't on this particular client's channel, you wouldn't know where this video came from. There's no call to action on there. There's no branding. There's no contact details. Right? You're losing your customer right there. What we do is that. We would take that same video, repurpose it to look like that. The video is broken up because it's 21 minutes of customer testimonials and blah, blah, blah. Break them up into the experience. So in this case, there was pick a boat, so they could pick whichever boat was on that video, customer reviews, onboard dining experience, what their rooms look like, and the daily excursions that they would go on. We also apply that to an app, which sits on a smartphone. Big part of the industry now is investing in smartphone devices. And then the all-important call to action button, whichever it is. In this case, it's a book online button, which allows you to go through to the website to book your holiday or find out more. What's also important about this particular video is that you can also click on the subtitles button and you can watch this video without sound in any language, and it synchronizes automatically with the dialogue. Some of you have television ads. You spent a lot of money on these. They run for a few months, and then pop it on your YouTube channel. Doesn't do anything for you. It's just a 30-second advert. Great ad, lots of money, lots of time spent on it. What do you do with it? Why not repurpose it? Let it generate revenue for you. Again, Google has this thing called TrueView. Do you have any hands up who've heard of TrueView? TrueView. Few again. 20 million people watch TrueView ads daily. There's a 12% click-through on TrueView ads. Okay? It's a serious business. You can repurpose those ads by applying a click for deals annotation on there. So within the 30 seconds, not only can you sell your product, but you can also apply a call to action on that video. So to sum up, 85% of Google users would prefer video engagement. So that's a massive part of your market you can satisfy right there. You can add multiple sales points. So no longer are you required to ensure that your SEO on your website delivers you your sales, but by adding sales points, contact points to popular platforms like video channels, you can add as many as you like. Also a very key point is integrating with a knowledge base. Some of you had large databases with contact centers, with people asking the same question. If you gathered up those questions, for example, with the sailing holidays company, one of the big questions was, do I need a certificate to sail one of these boats? So we got a scripted response on video, which is found on Google, and also embeds automatically within the knowledge base system because it's tagged that way. So it's a really nice feature, again, where you can utilize your video content that way. So to summarize, transform your SEO through integration. And we all talked about integration tonight. It's a very key point. These videos, you can embed them in Twitter, Facebook, obviously on your YouTube channel, and you'll find on Google. And that all generates to your ROI in your business. So thank you for your time. We're called littlevoice.tv, and there you are. Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
Well, 3 great presentations, I thought, taking content from different aspects. Thank you, guys. It was really interesting indeed.